Welcome to another lecture. Today our topic is loops. Loops are used to execute a block of statements repeatedly until a given condition is satisfied. Let's take an example. This person is going to perform multiple tasks again and again. He is going to take an interview from this person, also from the second person, from the third person, and from the fourth person as well. Programmatically, we can do these multiple tasks through one loop. So there are two types of loop, for loop and while loop, but today our focus is only for loop. So let's take an example. We want to print the numbers from 0 to 100. So how can we do this? By using the concept what we have learned so far, we will use the print statement. Print 1, print 2, print 3 and so on until we get the value 100. But we don't want to write the print statement 100 times. We really don't want to do it. So this is a place where loops come. So by using these two lines, we can write the numbers from 0 to 100. The variable I is just any variable that is used to represent values in each iteration. And we are using the range 101 because last number is excluded. So 101 is not going to be printed. It will give us the numbers from 0 to 100. So let's see the syntax more precisely. Variable is just any variable. We can use any letter A, B, C, I, X, Y or any word because it's just a variable. And here we are giving the range 6, so it means it is going to print the values from 0 to 5. So any value less than 6 is going to be printed. So in the first iteration, variable will represent the value 0. In the second iteration, it will represent 1. In the third iteration, it is 2. In the fourth iteration, it was 3. And in the fifth and sixth is the 4 and 5. So let's visualize our code on a better place for better understanding. So let's go to Google and write Python tutor. Open the first link. Click the edit this code. Make sure the spinner is set to Python 3.6, not any other language. So erase this code and we're going to write our own for loop. And I'm going to print the numbers from 0 to 10 for I in range 10. I can use any variable or any index instead of I. So print I. So basically I is going to be a value in each iteration from 0 to 10. So we are going to print the values from 0 to 9 because 10 is excluded. So in order to print the 10 as well, write 11. And let's visualize execution. So in the first iteration I is 0 and after printing it goes back, and now I is 1 and after printing it goes back, now I is 2, and in the next iteration I is 3, and in the next iteration I is 4, and it goes on. So it will print from the 0 to 10. So let's say if we want to start the counting from 1, so let's give the 1 at the start, and now it will start the counting from 1 and will go to 10. And let's start the visualize execution again. And now in the first iteration the I is 1 and in the next iteration I is 2, so it goes on and it will print the values from 1 to 10 now. So let's make a program that will print the triangle of stars. So let's give the star as a string and multiply it with the value of I, and I want to make the triangle of length 8, let's say. So what is going to be happen, if the value of I is 1, then it is going to multiply 1 with star and it will print the 1 star, and if the I is 2, then it will print the 2 star. So let's visualize the execution, and in the first iteration of course I is 1 and it will print the 1 multiply star 1 star. So in next iteration I is 2, then it will print 2 star. In the next iteration I is 3 and it will print 3 star. So it goes on, then 4 star, then 5 star, and then 6 and 7, and of course 7 because last number is excluded, so it is not going to print the 8 star. So it has printed the triangle from 1 to 7 basically. So we can expand it like this. So this is a program we just made it. This is awesome, isn't it? So let's make another program. Let's say we want to print the even numbers from 1 to 20, or we can say 0 to 20. And but how it is going to print the even numbers? It is just going to print the numbers from 0 to 20. So if I give the third parameter as well, so it is going to take this parameter as an increment. Like if I am giving the 2, so it will just increment in each iteration 2. It goes to 2 after, directly after 0, then go to 4, then 6, and so let's check it. Print I and start. So in the first iteration it is 0, it will print 0. In next iteration it is 1, but no, it will just add the 2 in the previous iteration, in the previous value. So it is 0, so 0 plus 2 2, and in next iteration 2 plus 2 4, and in the next iteration 6, and in the next iteration 8. So it is just incrementing the 2 in each iteration, so it will go until we get the value 19. So okay, so of course we cannot get the 19 because we are dealing with the even numbers. So after 16 we get the 18, and after 18 we get the 20. So but 20 is the last number, and last number is always excluded, so we are stopped at 18. So we can also go to the reverse. Let's say if I want to go from 20 to 0, and then I have to write the decrement -2 because I want to go reverse. So let's run this program and let's visualize it. In the first iteration it is 20, in the next iteration it is 20 minus 2, that is 18, and in the next iteration it is 16, then 14, then 12, and it goes on, and at last it will give the 2, of course 2. And if we want to get the 0 as well, so we have to give another number which is beyond the 0. So if I go directly to the last, so yes, we got the 0. So this is how we can use the for loops